Welcome everybody to another episode of Webb Weekly Live. And what a beautiful day in central Pennsylvania and a great start to summer. I'm here with my editor and my co-host, Steph Nordstrom.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steph. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yesterday I had a great time. I got out of the office and did pester you.
Well, it's always a bonus.
And we'll get to that coming up where I went. But as you and I have talked about, I want you to do a weekly web roundup.
All right. Well, first things first, I want to say congratulations to Father John. He's retiring after 48 years of service to God and to our community and to other communities. As a member of my family, I'm very happy for him and hope him and Theo have a lot of fun in his retirement.
Father John Mano has been a fixture in our area, and you could not have a better man, even if he wasn't a priest or a clergyman.
Absolutely.
It just amazed me how much he did for the community when he was at Annunciation. Always the Annunciation. So, and you have a little close tie to Father John. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
He's my second cousin. His father and my grandfather were brothers. He's also married half my family, so myself included. So, like I said, we're all very excited for him and our family, and wish him the best going forward.
And everybody knows the story, but I'll get it in. I know it's near and dear to Father John. So his dad, Don, was a professional baseball player from our area that actually played for the Boston Red Sox. And it adds to our deep and rich tradition here in Williamsport in baseball. So, what else you got for us?
Well, just a reminder to everyone that this weekend is actually Homemade Days in Bourbon Park. And they are changing things up. Make sure you read Lou's article in the paper this week. They're changing things up just a little bit. It's going to be on Saturday and Sunday instead of Friday and Saturday. And then they're also going to be offering parking, which is actually a huge change. I don't know if you have any experience with Homemade Days.
I have a lot of experience with Homemade Days.
But parking is not always easy, so they're offering paid parking to make it a little easier for everyone. And then real quick, I just want to mention that next week we will be doing a feature story on the Sesquicentennial.
Is that what it's officially called?
Of the city, which is the 150th anniversary for the people like me who didn't know that and just kept hearing Lou Hunsinger use that word.
And I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I might chop that up and it might sound dirty. So anyway, 150 years, city of Williamsport. Anything special going on? We're going to talk about that next week.
Well, I think we're going to wait and talk about that next week.
Excellent.
And then I have one last thing to do, and that is our giveaway.
Oh, we're giving something else away?
We're giving something else away. I've been teasing on Facebook that Mr. Peeling from Reptile Land will be in to visit with us.
Okay.
So in honor of him being here, we're giving away some family passes to Reptile Land. We have 2 sets to give away, parents and kids. How you win. Post below. The first person to comment on the video post wins a set, and the first person to call in wins a set. So give us a call at 570-326-9322. Win a set. Or you can post below on this comment on the video below, and the first person to do that will also win a set.
And Steph would be the lady posting below, and I would be the gentleman calling in.
Exactly.
So great idea that you can win both ways. And I was just over there yesterday. Great idea to have as a giveaway because, folks, if you haven't been over there lately, there's more going on you're going to find out about here in just a minute. I got Clyde Peeling out there waiting, and I think his boa constrictor might have scared your mom away and she ran out the door. But we'll get to that here in a second. And let's cut for our first commercial break.
Grab your explorer's passport and take off on an adventure at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland. Encounter a Komodo dragon. Go on a Jurassic safari. Meet an alligator. Feed feathered friends in the new Parakeet Landing. And more. Enjoy all there is to see and do at the zoo and get your explorer's passport stamped for each one. Experience 40 species of reptiles and amphibians, life-size dinosaurs, beautiful budgies, and 5 different shows daily only at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland, Route 15, Allenwood.
For 30 years, the Fairfield Auto Group has grown to include 8 dealerships and 14 brands, and our commitment to excellence has never wavered. We are Fairfield for Fair Deals. As we celebrate our 30th anniversary, we want to thank you, our customers. Join us at open houses every week at one of our locations with giveaways, food, music, and a grand prize drawing of $1,000 at each location. Go online to find your fair deal. Fairfield, you're going to love us.
We got a special guest here with us this morning, Clyde Peeling from Reptiland. Good morning, Clyde.
Good morning.
And Clyde's place has been near and dear to the Webb family heart for many years. Folks at Loyalsock School District, plug your ears. Every year I would take my children from the time they were young and in school. I'd take them to lunch, out of school. I might have been sick that day, and we'd go over to Reptiland. and believe it or not, we just did that this year, and my children are now 16 and 20 years old, and we enjoy it every year, Clyde.
Well, that's music to my ears.
I want to start here. We got a little video to run for you. Went over yesterday, and I did a little homework, and we looked around a little bit, and I'll just let's just roll this, and then we'll start in with Clyde when we come back.
Well, we've been up numerous times, and last year I think it was the butterflies, and this year with the parakeets, and the Komodo dragons, the tortoises, the dinosaurs. I mean, it's great for kids. I taught down at Shikellamy for 31 years, and I mean this is wonderful to have virtually in our own backyard. To be able to get this close to the animals. Even though, of course, with the parakeet, it's right on your stick, whereas the snake is on the other side of the glass. But still, it's something you would otherwise have to go to the big city to see.
Oh, I love to go places like this. It's great just to get the little ones out. It's their first time here.
What do you have to say, honey? Have you had a good time?
She loved it. She slept most of the time.
Oh, wow. And how about you? Are you just waking up?
Yep.
Wow, they're precious.
Thank you.
What was your favorite thing today at Clyde Peeling's?
I like it all, so it's hard to say.
Good.
I just love seeing
The bird
everything.
exhibit was pretty neat.
The parakeet exhibit?
Yeah.
What did you think, honey? How are you, Kalua? It's your birthday today. How are you doing? Well, what do we have over here? A big turtle.
So far we only got to see the turtles and the tortoises, but my daughter really likes the birds, so we're really looking forward to that.
Well, you guys enjoy her birthday. Kalua, do you have anything you want to say, or are you having too much fun? Okay, well, happy birthday, honey. And there you go. And Clyde watched that for the first time just now, but I wanted to get around and see some of the folks there and some of the children and what their take on Clyde's place was. And Clyde, what did you think of that?
Well, I think what I just heard is pretty typical for this exhibit. This is the first year we've done parakeets, and a number of other zoos have done it, and they've had great success, and so we thought we'd give it a try. And people seem to love the interactivity, the fact that they can actually have the birds land on their hands. Or,
Absolutely.
And I think that's something people like about animals wherever it's possible.
And I got to interject there. I was a little, I mean, I asked Clyde before we started here. I always call them parakeets. I was a little worried. Hey, what's this going to be? This is Clyde's new exhibit. What's it going to be like? And it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And I was a little skeptical because, I mean, I want to see the snakes, I want to see the alligators, but the parakeets and what you covered, I mean, what was the idea behind that, to give it a good interactive...
Well, first of all, within the last 15 years, scientists have a new way of classifying animals. It used to be a reptile was cold-blooded, it developed in an egg, and it was covered with scales. However, now they look at the evolutionary relationship of animals, and for example, we now know that the closest living relative to an alligator or a crocodile are birds. And birds are technically classified as reptiles. So birds fit into the Reptiland theme. And
outstanding. And dropping some knowledge on us here this morning too. And I keep up on that, but birds are actually classified
yes. So
Fantastic.
what makes a reptile today, as opposed to when we were kids, is its ancestors had scales, period. And if you look at a bird, the legs are still covered with scales, and the feathers are nothing but glorified scales made of keratin, same as the other scales.
Wow. And then we come across these alligators, and I said to you, I said, boy, it was nice to see mother and son in there enjoying the water, and you said to me,
The small one is a female. Females get about 9 feet long. There's a little courting behavior going on, although the water really isn't deep enough to actually get successful mating. And that's okay, because of all the crocodilians in the world, alligators they've made a wonderful comeback since the 1960s, and there certainly is no need to breed them for release to the wild.
and as far as, how big is that? Is there a name for the big gator?
My keepers call him Rocky, and
Rocky?
the small one I think is Adrian. They don't
Outstanding.
call each other by name, and I never thought it was important, but anyway, we're not making any effort to breed alligators. Now, there are plenty of crocodilians where we could be putting attention to that, but we're pretty far north, and I'll leave that to the Florida attractions too.
I understand. We have a phone call? We have somebody holding here. We'll grab them quick. I didn't want to interrupt.
Sure, go ahead.
Good morning. You're on Webb Weekly Live with Clyde Peeling and Jim Webb.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Are you calling about the contest?
I am.
Okay, and the answer?
I'm sorry. I guess I missed that part.
Oh, what is the new exhibit?
It's the parakeet.
And you win.
Okay, great.
What's your name, ma'am?
Julie Bennett.
Hi, Julie. We'll put you back out here and get your information, and you win a family pass to Clyde Peelings for you and another adult and 2 children. And if you have more than 2, you might twist my arm to get another extra pass, because I don't want anybody
Great.
outside.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for calling in.
Hope you enjoy it, Julie.
Thanks.
Anything you want to ask Clyde?
I'm sorry?
Anything you'd like to ask Clyde?
No, I don't think so. I think it'll be great to see the parakeet exhibit. We have been keeping parrots for 20-some years here at the house. So.
Oh, wow.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I
And
have a cockatoo that's 29 years old. So.
and I can tell you, it is awesome. You're going to thoroughly enjoy it. So thank you for calling in, and I'm going to put you on hold.
Thanks.
Well, there we go.
All right.
So now we got another segment to run, and video that we shot yesterday of everything going on over at Clyde Peelings. Okay, we don't have it? Okay, we don't have the video, so we'll take a commercial break here and we'll come back to you.
Grab your explorer's passport and take off on an adventure at Clyde Peelings Reptiland. Encounter a Komodo dragon. Go on a Jurassic safari. Meet an alligator. Feed feathered friends in the new Parakeet Landing. And more. Enjoy all there is to see and do at the zoo and get your explorer's passport stamped for each one. Experience 40 species of reptiles and amphibians, life-size dinosaurs, beautiful budgies, and 5 different shows daily only at Clyde Peelings Reptiland, Route 15, Allenwood.
Come celebrate our 30th anniversary all month long during our summer of open houses. There's no better time to stop in to Fairfield Toyota.
Check out this 2016 Toyota RAV4 LE, where you can lease it for just $228 a month.
With food, prizes, and a chance to win $1,000. You can't afford to miss this. Fairfield for fair deals. Come see us today at Fairfield Toyota. You're gonna love us. Fairfield.
Hey, we're back here, and I apologize. I can't keep up with technology. The technology's ahead of me. The video's been running the whole time, and we're going to go in on it right now with Clyde. Clyde, tell us what we're watching here.
Well, we're back to the parakeet exhibit and the interactivity that's available. Kids can feed them with a stick covered with seeds, and the birds are accustomed to people around them. They'll come in and sometimes you'll have multiple parakeets sitting on your hand eating.
That's awesome. And while I was in there, a whole flock flew over me.
Yeah.
So here we're walking in, and there's the Komodo dragon.
That was a real coup for us. Komodo dragons are a critically endangered species. There's probably less than 4,000 scattered on 5 islands in Indonesia.
Is that right?
And there's only maybe 150 or so in the United States. And we had a brother and sister, and we traded our mail recently. I flew it down to Memphis and met some people from Waco, and we got their mail, which is unrelated, and they in turn got ours.
And here we're going through the park, of course, the program center where you have live shows 3 times daily, I believe, correct?
5 times daily.
5 times daily.
This is the alligator exhibit, and we were commenting earlier. This is a male and female. The female is just on top because they're very chummy this time of year. This is breeding season.
That's a good way to put it, chummy, huh?
The male is about 11 feet long and weighs around 600 pounds. And males occasionally get up to 14 feet. Females taper off pretty much around 9 feet. So she's fully grown.
We got another caller here we're going to grab quick.
Okay.
Oh, we're not? Okay. Next, we got good footage of the gators. And obviously the thing that always amazes me is the habitat you create over there. It's fantastic.
Well, I have 2 sons in the business, and one of them runs the fabrication end of the business. We build traveling exhibitions, which we travel around the country, and he also builds for reptile exhibits. So all of these naturalistic habitats were built on the property. This is an iguana, a land iguana from the Caribbean. And what are we looking at?
Oh, we're at the Dinosaur Expo now.
Well, this is a alligator snapping turtle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the largest species of python, a reticulated python, and they get up occasionally. The record size is over 30 feet, but it's not uncommon to find 21, 22 footed.
We have a guest here, a caller on line 1. Good morning, you're on Webb Weekly Live with Clyde Peeling and Jim Webb.
Hey, how you doing, guys? I just have a question for Clyde. I've been to your place a couple times and never got a chance to run into you, but I always wondered, do you exchange animals with other establishments like yourself just to keep things fresh?
Well, we try to we try not to need additional animals, and what I'm trying to say is we try to keep them healthy and keep them live. But yeah, we do exchange. I just started to point out we had 2 dragons that were related, and I swapped out one with Waco, Texas, so that we have unrelated animals that we hope to breed. If they're brother sister, as these 2 were, and you breed them, inbreeding can lead to something called inbreeding depression and eventually cause extinction. But we have a good relationship with zoos all over North America, and sometimes we send animals that we've produced to them, and sometimes we get animals that they've had reproduced from other locations as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks for answering my question. Jimmy Webb, you're doing a good job. Thank you.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
And if anybody else would like to call in, we'll have Clyde here in a couple more minutes. Clyde, we missed the dinosaurs on there. The dinosaur, the animatronic, what do you call that?
Yes, animatronic.
Is amazing, and I noticed a lot of the children loved the dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs never go out of style, it seems. It's amazing how many kids love dinosaurs. So I think dinosaurs are with us forever. And the animatronic dinosaurs we don't own. We have plenty of maintenance issues of our own without adding the mechanics and the problems with skins, that deteriorate in UV. So they go back to Texas every year, and they refurbish them, and we come back with them.
Here we go. Looking at
yeah.
What do we got going on, Clyde? What's
It's, we trade out. We have different species, and of course, there's a lot of artistic
absolutely
license here because we don't know what color they were in most cases. And
there's a big fallacy. People want. You see most of the rubber dinosaurs sold or the hard plastic when I was a kid, and they paint them earth tones and greens. And you and I know that wasn't the case. They were all different shades, just like in the
we don't know.
So, anyway, Reptile Land, one of the great places in any area, but in our area, you've been here 53 years.
That's right.
Congratulations. Family-owned business, and you know they're near and dear to my heart. You have 3 children. Your sons are involved.
I have a daughter who's in publishing in Philadelphia.
And you have 3 grandchildren.
Yes.
And you've been in our neighborhood your whole existence, right?
I'm ancient.
Well, thank you so much for everything you've done for the
All right,
community. We'll take a commercial break here, and we'll be back to you, hopefully.
For 30 years, the Fairfield Auto Group has grown to include 8 dealerships and 14 brands, and our commitment to excellence has never wavered. We are Fairfield for Fair Deals. As we celebrate our 30th anniversary, we want to thank you, our customers. Join us at open houses every week at one of our locations with giveaways, food, music, and a grand prize drawing of $1,000 at each location. Go online to find your fair deal. Fairfield, you're going to love us.
Fairfield, you're going to love us.
And I can't thank Clyde enough. Folks, get over there and take a look around. I don't care if you're 85 or 15 or it's a special place in our area. So now we got to move out of that into a segment I like, and we'll tie it in. Government Gone Wild. And we got a phone call. Okay. Government Gone Wild, and it amazes me what's going on in our country. And last week, it didn't surprise me at all, but Philadelphia, one of the liberal hotbeds of Pennsylvania, $0.015 per ounce of soda tax, $0.015 per ounce of soda, which equates to roughly 30 cents on a 20-ounce soda, $1 on a 64, about $1 on a 64-ounce 2-liter bottle. And nobody seems to have a problem with this. I haven't heard a lot of people. There was tea thrown in Boston Harbor over the same thing. And this is how our nation is losing control, and our people don't realize that how wild our government is going. Taxation like this is part of the reason why we had a revolution and why we became the United States of America. But Mayor Jim Kenney and the City Council of Philadelphia decided that they needed money. And they used education and schooling. Their reasoning was that there was a deficit in the educational area of this, and the money would be used for rec centers, new schools, community centers, different things. And of course the teachers union got behind this and other unions, and before you know it, City Council enacts this bill. Outrageous. And where does it stop? It is going to raise the city $100 million in the first year. Now, here's my question. They already pledged this money to be used for schools, rec centers, for children. Some of the signs that were being held up was even for preschooling, that this money is to be used for preschooling. The school districts in Philadelphia are already facing an $80 million deficit. $80 million deficit. And they're going to bring $100 million in and build new stuff and do new stuff and give more stuff away. Their answer to that was, well, 26% of the people in this area are below poverty level. Wow. Where I could go from there. So now we have 26% of the people below poverty level. And instead of balancing the budget, we think new schooling, new buildings, new infrastructure will solve that problem of poverty level. Just amazing. The city of Philadelphia's annual budget is about $8 billion. They're at a tremendous deficit. Our state alone is at a $2 billion a year deficit. And we enact a tax in a city to be used for new items instead of trying to use the money to burden the relief of the taxpayer. You can't make this stuff up, folks. It's liberal lunacy. It's absolutely government gone wild. And again, where I started at, there was tea thrown in Boston Harbor over the very same thing. But today you can't even get people excited. And I'll tell you this, when they're paying $5 for a 2-liter soda, because incidentally, Mayor Jim Kenney he didn't want 1.5 cents, he wanted 3 cents an ounce. And they cut it down to 1.5 cents. They thought 3 cents was too much. So we'll stop there with that and go to a commercial break.
For 30 years, the Fairfield Auto Group has grown to include 8 dealerships and 14 brands, and our commitment to excellence has never wavered. We are Fairfield for Fair Deals. As we celebrate our 30th anniversary, we want to thank you, our customers. Join us at open houses every week at one of our locations with giveaways, food, music, and a grand prize drawing of $1,000 at each location. Go online to find your fair deal. Fairfield, you're gonna love us.
Fairfield, you're gonna love us. Hey, our last segment today will get me back to where I want to be, fun and happy things. And my nickname when I played Little League for Bob English was Spider, and we're going to call it Spider on Sports. And anybody that watched sports this past week had to feel good for the city of Cleveland. Cleveland has gotten kicked in the knee so many times, the fumble, the drive. I mean, we could go on and on. The baseball team on the verge of a World Series, and it always seems to fade into black. Well, this week, led by LeBron James, they won an NBA title, and the city of Cleveland celebrated. And Kyrie Irving hit the big shot, the big 3. James, after getting knocked to the ground hard, sealed the game. But that isn't the story. The real story is the city of Cleveland, and I tip my cap to them. What a fantastic thing for them and to enjoy. And watching the people celebrate and being happy. It always makes me wonder, are we all crazy how much we let sports affect our lives? But on the other side, without sports, we'd only have negative things, it seems like, in today's world affecting our lives. So anyways, tip of the hat to Cleveland, and we're going to cut to another commercial. We'll come back for a closing statement.
Come celebrate our 30th anniversary all month long during our summer of open houses. There's no better time to stop in to Fairfield Toyota.
Check out this 2016 Toyota RAV4 LE, where you can lease it for just $228 a month.
With food, prizes, and a chance to win $1,000. You can't afford to miss this. Fairfield for Fair Deals. Come see us today at Fairfield Toyota. You're gonna love us. Fairfield.
You're gonna love. Hey, my last thing I want to talk about is the kids. I love children. Anybody that knows me, I spent a good part of my life coaching. And they're out of school, and they're out running, and it's summertime. So be careful. Look out for the kids out there. You can't expect them to look out for you, whether you're driving, no matter what the situation is. And one thing I want to say is, if it isn't your child, and there's a child, make sure you help them. Kids wander off, they get lost. If it doesn't look right, stick your nose in and ask, hey, what's going on here? So, and I'll leave it at that, and be careful out there, and God bless America.